Massive transfer shocks brewing at Ibrox. A Premier League raid on Hamza Igamane is gaining pace. Everton and West Ham ready to pounce. Max Aarons all but done. A season-defining signing incoming. Kwame Poku, the next Joe Aribo, or another one-season wonder. And Oscar Cortes, back early, £4.5 million on the line. Make or break time. This is not the summer you expected. And by the end of this video, you'll see why everything could change for Rangers in the next few days. Big transfer breakthrough brewing at Ibrox, and it's one that could finally kickstart Russell Martin's new era with a bang. After weeks of speculation, it looks like Rangers have reached a verbal agreement to bring Max Aarons to the blue side of Glasgow on a season-long loan. A defender with serious pedigree, Aarons isn't some unknown punt. This is a player who has lifted the English Championship title twice with Norwich City and was named the EFL's Young Player of the Year back in 2019. 2 years ago, he was part of the England under-21 side that conquered Europe, and while his £7 million move to Bournemouth promised Premier League stardom, things haven't quite gone to plan. Only 3 league appearances under Andoni Iraola, and a short forgettable spell in Spain with Valencia later, and here we are. Rangers are ready to give him the platform he's been crying out for. And let's not gloss over the Russell Martin factor. The new boss knows him inside out from their Norwich days. Aarons himself has openly gushed about Martin's influence, saying the gaffer had an aura about him, even when he was still playing. Aarons respected him, listened to him, and clearly feels like now's the time to reunite at Ibrox. If ever there was a manager who could unlock the best in this lad, it's Martin. And after missing out on Harry Darling, with Norwich now fancying their chances of signing him, Rangers need a statement or two in this window to settle the nerves. With Aaron's recent struggles in both England and Spain, is bringing in another player short of game time really a smart move for a club that simply cannot afford another summer of flops? I reckon this news alone deserves a like, don't you think? It really helps the channel grow, mate. There's a buzz building at Ibrox, and this time it's all about Kwame Poku, the 23-year-old Ghanaian winger, fresh off a sensational season with Peterborough United, looks set to be the next addition to Russell Martin, growing Rangers revolution after securing Lyle Cameron on a pre-contract and edging ever closer to Max Aarons. It's Poku who could now light up Govan with his raw pace and frightening directness. 12 goals and 8 assists in just 27 appearances last season in League One. That's 20 goal contributions from a winger who was carrying injury niggles for part of the campaign. Let that sink in for a second. And it wasn't just stats on paper. He was a constant threat, earning himself a spot in the League One team of the season and creating 9 big chances along the way. Peterborough's chairman, Barry Fry, isn't exactly shy when it comes to praise either. According to him, Poku is, in his words, top draw and a player that you at Ibrox will absolutely love. Fry even went as far as saying Poku is a 1,000,000% future Premier League player. Big talk. But when you look at Peterborough's track record of developing talent like Ivan Toney and Sami Zmodic, you can't just dismiss it. With Václav Cerny heading back to Wolfsburg after his loan, the door is wide open for someone like Poku to step in and take the mantle. The stage is huge, the lights are bright, and Govan expects this isn't just about potential anymore, it's about delivering when it matters. You know what Scottish football is like. Players come north, shine for a season or two, and then bolt back down south for Premier League money. So here's the big one for you. Should Rangers really be acting like a stepping stone for players dreaming of England, or should the club be demanding full commitment from day one with no Premier League exit plans whispered before they've even kicked a ball at Ibrox? There's always one transfer that divides opinion, and right now at Ibrox, it's Oscar Cortes. After what can only be described as a nightmare start to life in Glasgow, the Colombian winger is back early at Auction Howie, desperate to rewrite the script. You're talking about a player who's only managed 18 appearances in 18 months and scored just once for a £4.5 million investment. That's hardly been value for money, but here's where it gets interesting. Despite his injury-plagued spell, Cortes had arrived from France with a clean bill of health and a glowing reputation. His issues started after landing in Scotland, leading many to wonder if he's simply been unlucky or if there's a bigger problem at play. The club had an obligation to make his loan move permanent, leaving you with a winger who has everything to prove and no more excuses left in the bank. Now, full credit to the lad for showing some fight by coming back to pre-season early. That sort of attitude should always be applauded. But let's be honest, this season is make or break. Russell Martin will be watching closely, and another year of injuries or underwhelming performances could see Cortes shipped out, loaned, or sold faster than you can say bad business. And that brings me to the heart of the debate. Was committing £4.5 million to a player with such a poor injury record one of the most reckless transfer decisions Rangers have made in recent memory? Right, let's really dive into this one because it's a proper talking point that cuts right to the heart of where Rangers are going as a club. Hamza Igamane, a name that splits opinion quicker than a VAR decision at Parkhead. On one hand, you've got a young Moroccan striker who cost Rangers just £1.7 million and has already notched up 16 goals in his debut season. On the other, you've got a player who's been wildly inconsistent, going missing in big domestic games but showing flashes of magic when the Europa League lights were on. Now, here come the Vultures, Everton, West Ham, and even Brentford, all circling, smelling a bargain. These English clubs are happy to throw money at potential. They're not daft. They see a lad with international experience, a bit of physical presence, and moments of genuine quality that hint at a much higher ceiling. They're calling it a gamble, but let's not pretend for a second that they wouldn't be patting themselves on the back if they land him for cheap and he explodes in the Premier League. From a Rangers point of view, it's a real crossroads moment. Financially, flipping a player for several times what you paid inside 12 months makes business sense, especially with the club always walking that fine line between strengthening the squad and balancing the books. But what does it say about ambition, about where this club's heading? Are we building a squad to dominate Scotland and make a dent in Europe, or are we becoming a shop window for the English mid-table and relegation battlers? And here's the real grenade for you. Would flogging Igamane after just one season be a smart bit of business, or would it be the clearest signal yet that Rangers are happy to act like a feeder club for the Premier League? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.